And now you're going to meet my first guest, Afia native girl. Welcome to Arts Africa. Thank you for coming. How are you today?
Fine.
How was your trip getting to the studio?
It was okay.
It was okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm really happy that you're here. I think live poetry is really an important piece of art. It's a piece of art that I've always had difficulty with. I don't know how to do poetry. I listen to a lot of poetry and people are clapping and going crazy. And I'm thinking, well, what's this person talking about? So I want you to, read a couple of your pieces. And for the folk like me who sometimes have any difficulty, I'm going to ask you to explain.
Okay.
So take it away.
Okay. So this first piece is titled Child of Sorrow. Okay, so here you go. Your birth was nothing special. There was no father to hold your mother's hand and wipe her sweat. There was no one beside her bed. She only had the throbbing pain your presence brought and the faint memory of agony surrounding your conception. No one anxiously paced the corridor. No one waited outside praying for the safety of you two. You were not welcomed by your mother. 6 pairs of pitiful eyes sympathized with you. You've lived with strangers all your life. They say your mother was a street citizen. They say she gave strangers access to her wall of china. Some say a rich man broke her innocence. They point fingers at you, yet they don't know your mother. They do not know she visits you in your sleep every day. They do not know she was preyed on. Child of sorrow. You've known sorrow all your life. You've known pain from the second you inhaled the air outside your mother's body. You know pain like the back of your palm. Pain is the color of your favorite dress. Child of sorrow. The day your master entered your chambers in the night, fear took a seat in your eyes, sadness lagged in your heart. You felt naked before he tied you. You were defenseless. You lay quietly in the dark as his hand traveled the path of your innocence. Tears, only tears sympathized with you. He came every night after that night, and after every episode you broke into 1,000 more pieces. Child of sorrow. The day he came at you in the kitchen, his wife was far away in the Bahamas. He should have seen the rage in your eyes. He should have heard the thumping beat of your heart. He should have noticed your trembling hand. The only thing he saw was the knife. The only thing he felt was his warm blood. Child of sorrow. Here you are rotting behind these bars. Here you are just as far away from you. Here you are, your belly bulging each day with no one by you. Here you are feeling like your mother when she had you inside her. Here you are telling your story to another child of sorrow yet to be born. Here you are praying this child will be courageous than you and your mother were.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is really powerful. And especially your voice, you can really feel. So it's not just the words, but it's your inflection, the power, it literally felt like you could even cry over that. So what was behind this poem? What was the inspiration?
Okay, so I don't usually like answering such questions.
Oh,
I have no option.
Today you will answer.
Okay, so first, I'm a dreamer.
Okay.
I dream a lot. Like, I love to dream. I have a whole world of my own. I'm the only citizen. I'm the president of everything. Yes, so there was an incident in Nigeria when a lady was raped in a church house and killed.
Yes.
It was all over the place on social media, and I went to my country. I was dreaming. So I was like, what about those who don't come out? What about those we don't hear anything about? What about those who can't speak up because of the people involved with? So I was like, okay, let me do something. And then a friend of mine wrote a story and during the lockdown, and it was around domestic violence during the lockdown.
Because across the world during the
Yeah.
lockdown, domestic violence was increased exponentially.
Yeah, so when I read the story, she sent it to us. Maybe you know her, Akuvi.
Yes.
Yeah, so after reading the story, like I sat for a while. I couldn't move. I couldn't I couldn't say anything. So I was like, well, let me try something. Then
That's
this
what came out.
Yes.
Excellent. So that should lead us nicely into your second piece. What is the title of that? And I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say on
Okay. This one is titled Some Men.
Mm-hmm.
Some Men.
Some men.
Yes, some men. Okay. Some men can never belong to you. Those men, when they look at you, it's like they are touching your heart, massaging your sadness, fears, and flaws. Such men, run from them. Some men can never belong to you. Such men, they look at you like an answered prayer. They worship you like you are a goddess. They shower incense on you and burn offering at your feet. Such men, hide from them. Some men can never belong to you. Those men, when they hold your right hand, the world freezes and time stands still. They give you flowers plucked from beneath their feet. They hand you sweets made from their intelligence. Such men, just look at them and go your way. Some men can never belong to you. Those men, they have altars of women erected in their hearts. Their minds harbor the faces of women they once loved and still love. Their smiles reek of cologne belonging to these women. When they laugh, they hear the voices of those memories. You could see them dancing in their eyes. Such men, don't show them the path to your house. Some men can never belong to you. Those men, they've been hurt beyond repairs. They knock on your door with broken hearts and spines and legs and arms. Those men, love has buried them alive. They are ghosts when love pops up. Such men, give them way when you meet them. Some men can never belong to you. Those men, they play hide and seek with love. They sprint at the sight of truth. They only assume they can love you when you smile. Those men, run from them.
Charlie, this okay. Some men we really need to run from, and before the men jump up and start making noise, yeah, some women too. You also need to run from them. So what's the inspiration from this? Who are you running from? Who? And you know what? I really like the way that you some men, because you sometimes you'll be on social media and somebody will make a comment like a generic comment like, oh, men this, and all these men will flood. Some men, we are not all. No. So I'm really happy you added the
I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah, before you get yourself into trouble. But what was the inspiration? Who are you running away from?
Okay.
Or who caused you to run away?
Well, most women do run away from a lot of men.
Uh-huh.
And
I like the way you're doing this. Most women, you're not stuck.
Not all women, most women. So I was having a conversation with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've had series of conversations with different men, and then at the end of the day I realized that most of them don't want to be with you because they want to be with you, but it's like they want to be with you because they are lonely. It's like a rebound, let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a terrible experience actually, and honestly I wasn't thinking about that experience when I wrote this, but after writing this, I could
see
link,
the influence and
yes.
the link, yeah.
So I was with this nice gentleman. You were happy, and then he just went off.
He ghosted you or what?
He just stopped talking to me. He won't pick up my calls. He won't reply my texts. So one day I was like, dude, what's up? He was like, I never loved you. I was lonely and I needed someone to fill the void.
Oh,
yeah.
hell no.
So, yeah, and I realized one thing. There were times we would have conversations and he would keep referring to his ex And
that's a bad sign.
yes, but
That's the wrong
I was
way
in
sign.
love, so
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't pay much attention to that. So after he left, I was
Like in your
well,
mind, it's like she's the ex. I'm here. So,
yeah,
yeah.
that thing. So when he left, I was like, well, I should have paid attention. I didn't, but
And I think the other thing too is, as you're saying about paying attention, because people don't just suddenly do things. They always leave clues. And then I
yeah,
think as women and like in the environment we're in, you pick up on the clues, but you kind of push it back because you think it's a little thing, but then they all pile up on each other, and the next thing you know, you think,
know,
I need to run away.
yeah, exactly.
Oh wow! Where can we find more of your poetry?
Oh.
Do you have a book of poetry? Do you know?
Okay. I don't have a book yet.
But it will be coming soon, I presume.
Um,
Yes, yes,
so-
yes.
okay. Still thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
You know, before you compile all these, you just keep rejecting your own pieces, adding, adding, and
But at some point you have to say enough, because I get what you're saying about, you look at stuff and it's like, oh, this is really great. And then you look at it again and you think, then you push it aside, let me do something else. And ultimately, if you keep on doing that, you're not plant the tree, girl, as my proverb said. Your poetry will help others when they're reading it, and yeah. So plant that poetry tree and
Okay.
and get the book out. Where else can we see some of your poetry? Do you have a blog? Do you
Okay, so I have a blog, but it's been a lot.
Okay, so what we should do is, why don't you let everybody know where that blog is? They can go and read, and then it will kick you in the butt to start posting more.
Oh my god, I forgot to. Okay, well, but I'm very active on Instagram.
Okay,
So
give us your Instagram handle.
At Afia_native girl.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Afia, AFIA
AFIA, yes,
underscore native girl.
Yes, and then on Facebook to Afia Oppong Kwakye.
Okay.
Yes.
And so we can then get some of your work there.
Yes.
Oh, wow. This has been really lovely. It's been great talking to you. And I'm kind of a little sad that it's come to an end.
Oh, me too.
But I really loved the pieces you wrote. And obviously, it comes from a deep place. And it's there's a real honesty to it, so I really love that. And I tell you, I was so excited that I was going to have a live poetry session here that I forgot my African manners.
Oh.
And you know how it is when you have a guest come to your house. What do? We offer a drink, we offer some water, and I have been slacking in that since I came to sit on the seat. So what can I offer you as I wave you bye-bye? What can I offer you? I have some juice and some water.
Water will be okay.
Okay, let me just find that for you. And
Okay. Thank you.
it's nice and chilled, to chill your throat and, and keep on the fantastic work. Thank you so much for coming, Afia. And so, guys, that was Afia_native girl. You will find her on Instagram, and she just shared 2 pieces of beautiful poetry with us today.